Hey, what's up guys? Matt here with Fix Anything Save Money. Today we are going to be walking you through how to maintain the bar and chain on your chainsaw. And we're going to be doing that with this 12-piece chainsaw file kit made by a company called Hipa. So this is a super great deal. I mean, you get a whole bunch of tools to maintain your chainsaw, make sure it's operating correctly, safely. I recommend doing this, doing this full kind of work through on your chain and bar every 3 to 4 times that you use it, and then I recommend sharpening it after every single use, just to prevent kickbacks, prevent the engine from working harder than it has to, the bar from overheating. There's a whole bunch of reasons to make sure that your chain is sharp all the time. So we're going to be walking you through this kit and then showing you how to use all the different tools. So the first thing we're going to show you is this little pick that they give you. And that's used when you remove the bar and chain from the actual saw. You could see here, if you lift this up a little bit, there's a little slot in here that the chain actually fits into. And what you would do with that is just clean out any debris that's gathered in there, any sawdust that gathers in there. You want that clean. So that's what you would use this tool for. And the next tool they give you is just a little handle for all your file types. So you can see they give you 6 different files. And if you need help determining which is the correct file to use on your chainsaw, reach out in the comments and I will help you to determine that. On this Poland Pro 18-inch saw, we're going to be using a 5/32 file. And you can see, you probably can't make it out, but all the sizes are stamped on these files. So you get a 5/32, which, like I said, that's what we're going to be using on this saw. You also get a 3/16, you get a 7/32, a 1/8 inch, an 11/64, and a 13/64. So you get all those different file types. And like I said, just reach out in the comments if you're unsure on which is the correct file to use. You don't want to use one that's too big or too small, because you could be taking off too much material on this or not sharpening the teeth correctly. Okay, and then you also get a flat file, and we'll show you what we're going to be using this for. But if you are going to be removing the bar to clean out that groove, one thing you're going to want to do is just inspect the bar on the edges, and if there are any burrs on it or any humps or anything like that that could happen over time, you're just going to want to file those flat with this file. So that's one use for it, but I'll show you the other use in a second. Okay, then we have our files like I mentioned. Then we have our little quick gauge tool to measure our depths and to also measure the correct cutting angle or the correct filing angle. So we'll show you that in a second. And then we have our depth gauge tool, and that is used to pretty much file down the rakers, and we'll go over what rakers are as well. So we'll dive right into this. So like I said, we're going to be using this 5/32 file to sharpen our chain. So we'll just put it right into our handle like this. This pointy end goes into the handle, and then just kind of push it until it's snug. And this just gives you extra leverage. It's just a nice wooden handle to kind of, make your job a little bit easier. Okay, so the first thing I like to do, and you don't need to do this every single time you sharpen, every 4 or 5 times I would check your raker depth. So what the rakers do and what they are, if you look at this chain up close, you have your cutting teeth, which are the curved over pieces. The curved over teeth are your left and right cutting teeth, and you can see they kind of flop back and forth. That's why I call them left and right. So that's these right here, the curved pieces. And then your rakers are the pieces right after that. And what the rakers do is that determines the depth of the cut. So you want to make sure all of your rakers are the same size, that there's none sticking up higher than the others, because what that'll do is that that pretty much increases the likelihood of kickbacks on your saw. So you want all of your rakers the same size. And like I said, those are these right here. Those are your rakers. And a good way to check that is with this depth gauge tool. You just put the end of it right up against, right flush with a raker right here. And then you just run through with a file. And any ones that are sitting up, you would just file down and then just move it up and just do that across the whole thing. Any rakers that are sitting up high, you would just file down. Okay, and like I said, that is going to help you prevent any kickbacks. It really doesn't need to be done every single time you sharpen your chain, but it is a good practice to get into when you're maintaining this. Okay, so now we will get into this little depth gauge here. Now what this is it shows you a couple different things. One of them is your chain pitch. That's an important number if you're going to be reordering chains. You're going to want to know the chain pitch and how it sits on the sprocket. That's the chain pitch. So to determine that, you could see here, hopefully you could read the little numbers in here. So right in the middle of this gauge is a 0 with a little tick mark pointing down. So we're going to line that up with a rivet, any rivet on here. So these are the rivets right here. The little circles are rivets. So we're going to line the 0 up with a rivet, and then we're going to count back 2 rivets, and we're going to see that it lines up perfectly with the 3/8 inch mark right here. So we know that our chain pitch is 3/8. So when you're ordering a chain, that's the number you're going to want to know, is the chain pitch. And if you do have any questions on that, reach out in the comments. I'll help you figure out what the correct chain to order if you're ordering a new one, and how to determine that pitch. And also, if you're wondering about the file size, reach out and I'll help you with that pretty quick. And then the other cool thing that this little gauge does is it helps you determine the angle that you're going to be filing at. So what I like to do to determine that angle, most of them are 30-degree angles that you file at, which would be right about like that. But what you do is take your file, put it into one of your cutting teeth, and then you could see how every tooth is opposite of the other. So when we go to sharpen that, keep that in mind. We're going to sharpen this way, and then this one we're not going to be able to put it in because it's facing the other way. We're going to either have to flip our saw over or flip our file over and go like that. But to determine the degree, you're just going to take your file and place it flush up against this cutting edge. You don't want it one way or the other. You don't want any space between the file and the cutting edge. And then take your gauge and just sit it flat like that up against the bar. And it'll tell you, it'll line up with either the 30 or the 35 degree. In this case, it lines up perfectly with this 30-degree mark right here. So that tells us that we're going to be filing at a 30-degree angle. Okay? So we went through all the different parts of the 12-piece kit from Hipa. It's a really, really great affordable kit. And now we're going to just show you quickly how to sharpen the chain. So what I like to do is I like to make a mark with a marker on one of the cutting teeth, just kind of, black it out, or you can either do a red mark, black mark, whatever. Just mark where you're starting, and then all we're going to do is go at that angle, and we're just going to push forward. 1, 2, and as you go forward, just stop and pull it right out. Don't back drag it. 3, 4, 5. I like to do it 5 times for each tooth, and as you're going, you could even kind of spin the file a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go, 5, 6 times, however many times you want. Definitely more than once though, because you want to make sure that you're actually sharpening that tooth. Okay, and then you could go whichever way you want. For this, we're just going to kind of go this way, and you could see we're going to be working this way. That one we're not going to be able to sharpen the same way we did this one. So we could go ahead and flip our file, or you could just do every other tooth and then flip your saw. I like to just go like this and then go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, make sure you don't back drag that file. And then you're just going to do that on every tooth. So then the next one, we're going to come back this way. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're just going to keep kind of rotating the chain up as we're going and getting every single cutting tooth. And then just make sure, you know, if your chain isn't moving freely, make sure that your brake is released. Just pull that up. Okay, so that is how you actually sharpen the teeth. That's how you maintain the bar, clean out the grooves, like I said, with that little pick, and then any little burrs that might form along your edges here on each side of the bar. Just kind of run your finger along and make sure that there's no burrs. If there are, take that flat file that I showed you and just kind of file the bar down when you have the bar off the saw and you have the chain removed. And all those things are going to make sure that they're going to prevent kickbacks on your saw. They're going to make sure that your saw stays sharp. And then another thing, if you're wondering whether or not you should sharpen your saw, if it's time to yet, a very good indicator is just look at the material that's coming out of the back end of the saw. So if you're producing like decent sized wood chips, then your blade is still sharp. If you're starting to produce almost like sawdust, then it's definitely time to sharpen your chain. Another good indicator is if, when you start, how easily it's cutting. And as the day wears on, as you're making a bunch of cuts, you're going to notice that it requires more effort to get through whatever you're cutting. So if you start to notice that it's requiring more effort, you're spitting out sawdust from the back end, then it's time to sharpen this. And then, like I said, every 3 to 4 times you sharpen it, just take the bar off. I do have a video up on how to actually remove the bar. I didn't want to make this video crazy long, so I didn't remove the bar for this video. But every 3 to 4 times, remove the bar, clean out all the sawdust that's going to gather inside here, and just, clean out that groove. And then reach out in the comments with any questions at all. I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I'll help you find the correct file size, the correct chain for your saw. So be sure to reach out in the comments with any questions. And if this video helped you out, be sure to subscribe to the channel. And be sure to check out all my other tool and DIY videos. And yeah, guys, that pretty much sums up this video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.